Hi friends, it's Terry Gaines. I'm excited to share my first video of a series of 10 videos sharing Stampin' Up! Suites in the 2021-2022 annual catalog. The list of the suites can be found on page 3. The suite I'm sharing in this video is on page 28 and 29. It's called Pansy Petals. A suite is 4 products that can be purchased by using one code number. In the suite, there will be a bundle. A bundle is getting a stamp set and a tool for a 10% savings. And for this one, we have the Pansy Patch stamp set and the Pansy dies. I'll show a little bit more about those in a minute here. All the suites will include a package of designer series paper, which is 12 by 12, double-sided, 2 sheets of each. And then there's one additional item. In this suite, it is bumblebee trinkets, these cute, adorable bumblebees that are a gold metal, and they've got a little bit of weight to them. I'm using mini glue dots to attach those to my projects. So I'm going to share some of the details about the product in the suite, along with sharing 5 samples that I've made using the product in the suite, and I have a free giveaway I will talk about at the end of the video. So the first thing I want to talk about is the stamp set. The stamp set might be a little overwhelming when you first see it, but it is fun to play with because there's no coloring in. You're going to stamp the images with the colors you choose. There's some nice, versatile sentiments in a beautiful, beautiful font. You got 2 different fonts together. There are 23 stamps in that set. So I've stamped these, and here I'm showing that to create this image, I've stamped a light version with this stamp, and I've stamped off on scratch paper, then on my project paper, and Highland Heather, a direct stamp of Highland Heather on top of that using this. These 3 images create this image. So I've kind of shared here how I've stamped these to create this image. You get all of these to build your greenery, and like I said, some beautiful fonts. The dies will cut out all of these images right here, along with some of the images that you can stamp, and it will also cut out the designer series paper. The designer series paper, as I mentioned, has 6 different designs. They're 12 by 12. You can cut out these pansies with the die, and you can cut out these leaves with the die. So we have a pretty floral print on one side, and there's like a background print on the other side. 3 of the backgrounds have gingham. Gingham is very versatile for your creating your projects. And here I'm showing all the flowers that you can get cut out of this designer series paper. And I don't have the exact count of everything, but 8 flowers like this, 8 of these, and lots of leaves. So just with the dies and the designer series paper, you can do so much. The beauty of designer series paper, Stampin' Up's products, all their products, is their colors coordinate. So we can get cardstock, ink pads, all the different colors to coordinate with our product. So when you're designing, you have designer series paper, cardstock, ink pads, and embellishments that all coordinate. So very, very nice to have that. Here's a little sample of 6 by 6 that I cut down, that I've cut some of those pieces out. So I don't want to make this video too long, but I do have more to share. So I have 5 samples that I'm going to share. And when you're creating cards, you can always look to the catalog for inspiration. On each suite, there are 5 samples. Some are note cards, 3 by 3 note cards. Some are packaging ideas. Here's a gift packaging idea. What I have done is I have created and this is the freebie you can get. I'll share how you can get this. I have created all of these images on the page of the suite into a page 28 card sketch design. So you can use the card sketch to create the card in the colors and the images that you would like. If it was a 3 by 3 sample, I have converted that into a card layout. So I have converted every design on this page to be a card sketch on this page. to help, just going to move the catalog out of the way right here, and I'm going to share some of the product I used to create my samples. I added the in color shimmer vellum, and it's got all 5 in colors and a beautiful shimmer to it. I've added the embellishments of the elegant faceted gems, and very versatile. 2 folders that I consider pantry items. It is the brick and mortar folder, which allows you to put your paper in so you get your bricks oriented this way, or you can orient them that way. And one that I love using for a subtle design is the Tasteful Textile folder. And then I've got the vellum doilies, the square doilies. I'm going to have to order more. You receive 24 of them in a pack. I've used several of them. And another die set that I consider a pantry item is the scalped contour dies, which you get a scalped edge. You get all of these layering, but it also coordinates with a stamp set that would cut out those 2 images. But these are so versatile here. So let me share the samples I've created. So for this first design, what I've done is it started out to be see if I can get everything in the view. Oh, I forgot to share. This is another pantry item. This is the Banners Pick-Up Punch, and I didn't show you that very long, but that's a great punch. You're gonna love that. So I'm not sure, this is my first video, so I'll learn a lot from this video on my next videos. So let me just take this out of the way. So the first sample was a gift packaging. I actually turned that into a card. So this is the card I created. Here I've used the scalped contour dies, and I've layered my die cutouts of my pansy and created this fun card. The next card I have is for this card, and as I mentioned, this is my first video, so I'll learn a lot from this. But what I've shown you on the card sketch is the card base, and then I've added the different dimensions for layers, but you can change up the layers. For these, your layers can be designer series paper, it can be cardstock, you can make them different than indicated, but this is a starting point for your creativity. So this is a match for this layout. This one, I'm just going to grab them as I have laid down on the table here. This one is this layout. So you can see I've changed the oval that's indicated here for your decorative image. When it's indicated as an oval, it can be any shaped decorative image. And the sentiments, and I've got indication for a layer here to be 3 1/4 by 4, but I've used the scalp dies. So as I mentioned, this is an inspiration to be creative. What I like to do, and I'll show you this one here, I like to pick my designer series paper out and then pick the colors that I like that coordinate with the paper. So the paper is my first selection, and if I have a card sketch that I like to duplicate, then I can just decide if I want what color cardstock I want that coordinates with the paper. In this case, I've added an extra layer. This is a 3 by 4 layer. I've added an extra one using that brick and mortar. And it might be hard to tell, but this little strip has the Tasteful Textile folder. And then this is cut out with the designer series paper. And this is that banner punch. So I've used several different products, but I consider a lot of these pantry items. You're going to use them on so many of your craft projects. So this would be this one, and here's another one, and this one is representing this layout. I've used the brick and mortar. I've cut the pansies out of cardstock, and then I sponged some color to get some depth on the flowers. This is using the embellishments. Those embellishments are 3 different types. Might be shiny in the plastic, but you've got a clear that's going to show the color of the paper underneath. You've got a pretty color here, a peach color, and then a frosted color. So, but I've used those on most of these cards. And this is tilted a little bit on the side. And oh, it looks like I tilted it the other way. And that's the beauty of this. This is inspiration that you can modify to change up. In this case, there's showing that you've got some a ribbon or twine going across. That's optional. If it's shown with a bow, it's optional, as I mentioned. It can be a bow or a knot. And instead of going across, I just put the bow underneath. So this is some versatility. And then the last one I have is using this card sketch. And this one I've used the flowers from the Designer Series paper. And as I shared that earlier, those flowers are in several different colors, are 4 different colors. So I've created one for each one of those Designer Series paper flower colors. I used the gingham as one of the strips. And for the 3x3 piece underneath, I've used the vellum doily. I've got the Tasteful Textile subtle embossed on the back here. A lot of my sentiments I've stamped with smoky slate just for a soft color. And here's where I added those embellishments. You can see this is the frosted one. This is a clear one. It's showing the color underneath. And I'm not sure I have, this is the peachy color one. So as I mentioned, this is my first video of a series of 10 videos. So these 5 samples are representing the 5 samples in the annual catalog. I have a PDF in the comment section of this YouTube video. You'll find a direct link to my blog post where you can download this PDF. And I will also have a direct link to a playlist. As I create these videos, I'll include them in the playlist so you can find all 10 of these videos as they are available. And as I mentioned, the samples in the catalog are beautiful. You can use them as inspiration to copy just like they are. You can change up the colors. You can create a sample using different product, but I have this download that you can have that you can use for inspiration for creating your projects. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found me via YouTube, there's direct links to my blog post, and I would love you to subscribe to my videos. Thanks for stopping by. Take care and happy creating.